There are two types of people when it comes on to money, and in this video you will see where you fall. One buys expensive stuff and the other has real wealth. Here is how to tell which one you are. Have you ever noticed that some people drive luxury cars, wear designer clothes, and post extravagant vacations on social media, yet they're drowning in debt? At the same time, you've probably met someone who drives a 10-year-old car, wears simple clothes, lives in a modest home, and quietly has a seven-figure investment portfolio. The truth is, looking rich and being wealthy are two completely different things. Real wealth isn't always visible. In fact, some of the wealthiest people you'll ever meet don't look wealthy at all. That's because they understand something many people never learn. Wealth is the money you keep, not the money you spend. In today's video, we'll look at 10 signs someone has real wealth, not just expensive stuff, and you will want to stay to the end for sign number 10, that an accountant earning an average salary could use to retire as a millionaire. Some of these signs may surprise you, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which habits actually build wealth and which ones simply create the illusion of success. Let's dive in. Sign number 1, they don't feel the need to impress anyone. My rule after over 40 years as an accountant: don't spend money you don't have to impress people you don't like. Spend it on sign number 3 instead. One of the clearest signs of genuine wealth is confidence. Not confidence that comes from expensive possessions, but confidence comes from financial security. People who have truly built wealth usually don't buy things to gain approval from strangers. They don't purchase a luxury watch simply because someone else might notice it. They don't finance expensive vehicles just to appear successful. Instead, they buy things because they provide value. Here's something interesting. Many people confuse spending with success. They believe that if they look wealthy, people will assume they are wealthy, but wealthy people understand something different. Every unnecessary dollar spent is one less dollar working toward future freedom. Imagine two neighbors. One leases a brand new luxury SUV every 3 years. The other drives a reliable vehicle that's already paid off. From the outside, the first neighbor appears richer, but inside the investment account, the second neighbor may be quietly accumulating hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. Real wealth doesn't seek attention, it seeks freedom. Expensive stuff is gone in 5 years. Sign number 3 is what your 60-year-old self will still have. Sign number 2, they live below their means. This habit may sound simple, but it's probably the single biggest reason many people become financially successful. Real wealth begins with a gap, the gap between what you earn and what you spend. The larger that gap becomes, the faster wealth grows. Here's where many people make a mistake. Every time they receive a raise, their lifestyle immediately becomes more expensive. A larger house, a newer car, more subscriptions, more vacations. Before long, they're earning twice as much, but still living paycheck to paycheck. Wealthy people often do the opposite. When their income increases, they increase their investments first. They allow their money to grow before upgrading their lifestyle. That doesn't mean they never enjoy life. It simply means they don't confuse wants with needs. Delayed gratification is one of the greatest financial superpowers. Sign number 3, they prioritize assets over status symbols. Ask yourself this question: if someone gave you $500,000 today, would you spend it or invest it? People chasing appearances often choose expensive purchases. People building wealth often choose income-producing assets. Assets work while you sleep. They generate income. They appreciate over time. They create opportunities. Status symbols usually do the opposite. They lose value, require maintenance, and often create more monthly expenses. That's why many financially successful people focus on acquiring assets first. Investments, retirement accounts, real estate, businesses, dividend-paying stocks, index funds. These aren't flashy purchases, but over years and decades, they quietly build lasting wealth. The wealthy understand that assets eventually pay for luxuries. Most people buy luxuries first and never build enough assets. At 40, I looked okay. At 45, I had real wealth, and now I'm retired as a millionaire. The difference was these 10 signs. Stick around for more. Sign number 4, they don't boast about money. Have you ever noticed that people trying hardest to look successful often talk about money the most? My new car cost. My watch is worth. I spent. People with real wealth rarely need to advertise it. Why? Because they're secure. They don't need validation. They know their financial situation doesn't depend on other people's opinions. Instead of discussing what they own, they're asking questions, learning, listening, planning, growing. Financial confidence is usually quiet. Financial insecurity often tries to be loud. What is your score so far? Let us know in the comments. Sign number 5, they value time. More than possessions. Money can always be earned again, time cannot. One of the biggest mindset shifts wealthy people develop is realizing that time is their most valuable asset. Instead of asking, "How can I buy more things?" they ask, "How can I create more freedom?" That might mean investing, building passive income, starting a business, automating savings, creating multiple income streams, because ultimately, the goal isn't just becoming rich. The goal is owning your time. Real wealth gives you choices. The choice to retire, the choice to spend more time with family, the choice to pursue meaningful work. That's far more valuable than impressing strangers. The Bible said this 3,000 years ago. The borrower is servant to the lender. That's why sign 7 is about getting out of servant mode. Stay tuned. Sign number 6, they invest consistently. The stock market doesn't reward excitement, it rewards consistency. People with real wealth rarely chase every new investment trend. Instead, they invest month after month, year after year, whether markets go up or down. They understand compound growth isn't exciting at first. It's slow, sometimes frustratingly slow, but eventually. Time does the heavy lifting. Many millionaires weren't lucky, they were simply consistent. Sign number 7, they avoid bad debt. Wealthy people understand that not all debt is equal. High-interest consumer debt quietly destroys wealth. Credit cards with high balances, buy now pay later purchases, personal loans for unnecessary spending. These keep people trapped. Financially successful people use debt carefully. They understand interest can either work for you or against you whenever possible. They eliminate high-interest debt quickly and focus on building assets instead. Sign number 8, they keep learning. One investment that almost always pays off is education. Real wealth often begins with knowledge. Successful people continuously learn books, podcasts, financial news, business skills, investing strategies. They know that improving their knowledge often increases their income, and increased income creates greater opportunities to build wealth. The best investment isn't always in the stock market. Sometimes it's in yourself. Sign number 9, they have a long-term mindset. Many people want instant results. Real wealth doesn't happen overnight. It happens through thousands of good financial decisions made over many years. Wealthy people think in decades, not days. They're patient. They understand setbacks happen, markets decline, unexpected expenses arise, but they don't abandon their plan every time life gets difficult. Patience is one of the most underrated wealth-building skills. Sign number 10, their money gives them peace of mind. Their money gives peace not because they are wealthy, but because they know down to every dollar that they are okay. As an accountant, I tracked every dollar. That tracking is what turned an average salary into a millionaire retirement. Peace isn't a feeling, it's a number you trust. Perhaps the greatest sign of real wealth isn't what someone owns, it's how they live. They sleep well. They aren't constantly worried about the next bill. They aren't stressed every payday. They have emergency savings, investments, a financial plan. Money becomes a tool, not a source of anxiety. That peace of mind is worth more than any luxury car, because true wealth isn't about looking successful, it's about living securely. If you score 7 to 10, you have real wealth already. 4 to 6 your close. Comment your score. If there's one lesson I hope you take away from today's video, it's this. Don't chase the appearance of wealth. Build the reality of wealth. Expensive possessions can make someone look successful for a moment, but real wealth creates freedom for a lifetime. Focus on living below your means, invest consistently, avoid unnecessary debt, keep learning, think long-term. And remember, the richest person in the room isn't always wearing the most expensive clothes or driving the nicest car. Sometimes, they're the one quietly building a future no one else can see. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 10 signs surprised you the most? Thank you so much for watching.